President Trump signing an executive order this morning, and it has to do with prescription drugs. And the president said, for many years, the world has wondered why prescription drugs and pharmaceuticals in the United States of America were so much higher in price than they were in any other nation, sometimes being 5 to 10 times more expensive than the same drug manufactured in the exact same laboratory or plant by the same company. It was always difficult to explain and very embarrassing because, in fact, there was no correct, rightful answer. The pharmaceutical drug companies would say for years that it was research and development costs and that all of these costs were and would be for no reason whatsoever borne by the suckers in America alone. Campaign contributions can do wonders, but not with me and not with the Republican Party. He goes on to say, we are going to do the right thing, something the Democrats have fought for many years. Therefore, I am pleased to announce tomorrow, he obviously wrote this yesterday, in the White House at 9 a.m., I will be signing one of the most consequential executive orders in the country's history. Prescription drug and pharmaceutical prices will be reduced almost immediately by 30 to 80%. He said that the cost of drugs will rise throughout the world, but for the first time in many years, he added, it will bring fairness to America. Sorry that I keep reading these, but these are quotes from the president. I will be instituting a most favored nations policy whereby the United States will pay the same price as the nation that pays the lowest price anywhere in the world. Our country will finally be treated fairly, and our citizens' health care costs will be reduced by numbers never even thought of before. Additionally, on top of everything else, the United States will save trillions of dollars. So he signed other executive orders, but this one he believes is going to reduce costs to prescription drugs. There is also a plan. The newly sworn-in Social Security Commissioner is talking about ways to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse and protect the agency from looming insolvency. He told the CEO told Sunday Morning Futures this week that he's honored to be a part of the team that the president has put together. Are we going to see something done that will save Social Security? We haven't really talked a lot about this, but in the last couple of weeks with so much more is going on. But we are about 9 years, 8.5 years now away from insolvency, where everyone, both sides of the aisle, recognize that Social Security is going to go broke, that there will be dramatic cuts of 20% or more in Social Security benefits to Americans. And in many cases, this is a large part of what people have to live off of for the rest of their lives. You've paid into the system for your entire adult life. You pay income taxes and you pay taxes. Social Security is a big part of that, so that when you retire, that money is supposed to sustain you. The program is a Ponzi scheme, in my opinion, but it is an entitlement program that we've promised the American people, and many people plan their future and their financial future based on what they will be receiving in retirement and Social Security. We've got to keep that promise. The idea that anytime something is being adjusted, the accusations fly that it's going to kill this program or that program. Talk to an expert. I'll tell you, one of the foremost experts on these things is David Schweikert, Congressman Schweikert. I talk with Schweikert pretty often about this, and it's one of those topics where he uses the phrase, it's just math. And when you do the math, we are living longer. We are not having children at the rate we've had them in the past, which means we have less people in the workforce feeding the system and more people on the system that are living longer that are draining the system. So even if it was a system that was working as it was designed and it was sold to the American people, it's a failing system. How do we save it? And it's got to be saved. We also should be, at what point do we say to young Americans that you can't rely on this as your primary source of income in your retirement years? Now, no one wants to say that because they don't want it to be perceived that we are going to get rid of the program. But we understand that I've 18 years old in 1985. And my generation was saying we're fearful that Social Security is not going to be there when we get. Every generation believes it's on its way out, but how many people are actually preparing for that to happen? And the thing is that the program's going to be saved. I believe it would be political suicide for any politician to say that it's going away. But we should be prepared if we can. We should prepare as best we can for the demise of Social Security. In other words, when we get it, it is a good thing, but it shouldn't be what we rely on. It's a scary, as you get older, and I talk about, I'm almost 58 years old. I think about this often. And now at this age, 10 years from now, where will I be financially 10 years from now? Am I going to be prepared for those, hopefully, the years I have left after that? Scary proposition.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Tap to watch and listen to the new season of Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast. You can also click the button in the middle to subscribe.